Okay, let's talk about the final exam in quotes, because you may have seen the email. It's probably sent to parents, or it's posted on our website. The sort of explanation of what's going on at the end of the semester. So let me try to explain, and then I'll take questions if I don't explain it well enough. So we will have a test, a cumulative test that covers the entire semester on whatever day we're scheduled. I haven't seen the schedule yet. Maybe it's out there. I don't know. But whatever day we normally have a second period final, we'll have a test, a cumulative test that covers everything from the semester. But because of the situation this year, it's not going to count for 20% of your grade. So it's not a final that counts 20%. It is a final if you mean, depends on what you mean by a final. If you mean by a final, do we have a test that covers everything? Yes. Does it count 20% of your semester grade? No. It counts as one test on this 9 weeks. So that's part of the confusion of, wait, do we have finals? Do we not have finals? Well, it depends on how you define finals. We're going to have a test one of those days. It's going to cover everything, but it's only going to count as a regular test on this 9 weeks. And then the extra piece of nice information for you is that we will drop one of the tests from this 9 weeks. That means, you figured this out already, that means if you're satisfied with your grade going into this test, final, cumulative test, whatever you want to call it, if you're satisfied with your grade going into that last test, you don't have to take that test. I'll put in a 0 in the grade book, so that's kind of alarming when you see that, but it gets dropped, so it's not a big deal. So you don't have to take the last test if you're satisfied with your grade. Or if you're like, at an 89 or a 78 and you think, man, if I could do okay, I could bump up to the next grade, then take it, and if you bomb it, who cares? It gets thrown out anyway. So I'll leave it to you to decide if you want to take that test or not. I suspect most of you won't, because you're doing well, and so why bother is probably going to be your thought process. But we'll talk more as we go, and we'll have one more test before we get there, and so then you can kind of know, what's my average right now? Am I okay with that? Or could I bump it up a little bit, or do I have to take it and hope that I do well, and even then Mr. Wolf shows me some grace and makes it okay? That's not very many of you. It's probably not any of you, actually. But it's your choice. So does that answer the question about do we have a final or not? And the answer is, it depends on what you mean by a final.